Wrong with Tactics podcast. It's been already a day, I think, since my last upload. Today it is probably going to be about something self-development related, so there's not going to be any modeling today, I guess, I assume, unless I become bored and decide to, still do it or do it anyways. Let's actually have a look whether there is something new by Derek Sivers. Might be interesting to know, or there might be something interesting to go through. Apparently there is a full-fledged video. No. There we go. Here we are. Yes, that's fine. Super. Apparently there was, when I go back, you can see a full-length video book for your music and people, apparently, or something. I don't know. Period. Let's go to the, where is it? The book notes there. I should probably do this. And go to the newest, and it is still Pragmatism, the one that we kind of went through already. So let's see what Nat Eliasson is saying, or Nate. No, I think it is Nat Eliasson. Maybe there is something great here. I am a writer. Infinite Play is my newsletter focused on work, happiness, money, and general life philosophy. Cool. Let's go through the notes and let's see whether we can find something on the all section. Oh, that's already the all section. Infinite Yes by David Foster Wallace. I might actually just go through something I already went through. At least I guess I have. Maybe Finite and Infinite is one that I, haven't read yet. But Cloud Atlas. Beautiful, gripping story. It's 6 different points in history and the future that overlap and influence each other. You might find the first one kind of dull, but keep going. Also don't watch the movie first. The book is much richer. How to Lie with Statistics. Accelerando by Charles Stross. One of my favorite pieces of science fiction. Fantastic adventure through the singularity. Then there's the Bhagavad Gita. Always quite one that's difficult. The Bed of Procrustes. Have I actually back in the day said something else? I actually assume. I don't know why I assume, but I do assume. So no other book can get me into a good groove of thought as quickly as this one. The joy of aphorisms is that they are bit-sized pieces of thought meant to get you going so you can jump around and find ones that fits the moment and you are off. Don't read this as your first Taleb book, though. There are some other Taleb books, or Taleb, I never know, and I really enjoyed all summaries. Every one of them that I have read on his books. I don't know what the full books are like. I have not read one yet. I might get into it. I might get actually into this one. Black Swan, by the way, and Anti-Fragile. I think there is another one, but I'm not quite sure. Because I do like aphorisms, and also because today I was reading, today at work, quote unquote work, I was reading and I thought, well, I just kept going. I kept going and kept going. And, at some point, I really do not remember things that I have read, but I, still want to go through it because I kind of want to finish it and I kind of want to progress. So I don't know. I mean, with aphorisms, this problem is not going to occur because there is no end and there is also no beginning. But yeah, period. Gabor Mate, by the way, or Mate, maybe? Well, there is anyway, an accent, I guess, but I think it's on Gabo or Gabor, whatever. the Myth of Normal, I guess it is called. I don't really remember, and so far it is actually really good. I really do enjoy it. It is a bit lengthy in the beginning, I'd say, and you know, up to the part where it's actually about healing, since it's a book on what went wrong and how to heal from it, basically. You know, it takes a bit of time, but I surely do understand that it's about trauma, and trauma is a topic that really does include quite a lot of things, and so one should not, I think, be angry about it. Anyway, it wouldn't be appropriate to summarize any of the aphorisms, as Taleb says himself. My best definition of a nerd: someone who asks you to explain an aphorism. So instead, here are some of my favorites from the book. I strongly recommend you get it yourself, as this is less than 5% often. Your brain is most intelligent when you don't instruct it on what to do, something people who take showers discover on occasion. It is harder to say no when you really mean it than when you don't. Yeah, this is really the case. So instead, here are some... The most painful moments are not those we spend with uninteresting people. Rather, they are those spent with uninteresting people trying hard to be interesting. So don't be one of those people. If you get easily bored, it means that your BS detector, or bullshit detector, is functioning properly. If you forget some things, it means that your mind knows how to filter. And if you feel sadness, it means that you're human. Maybe my favorite in the book. I do especially like the latter part. And if you feel sadness, it means that you are human. We need to feel a little bit lost somewhere, physically or intellectually, at least once a day. Because then we, I think, know, so this is my addition to it, that we are on a good path, on a path that is not too easy. And it is still making us struggle. It is still providing us, probably then, with some progress. You exist if and only if you are free to do things without a visible objective, with no justification, and above all, outside the dictatorship of someone else's narrative. One, categorical. It is easier to fast than diet. You cannot be slightly kosher or halal by only eating a small portion of ham. Studying the work and intellectual habits of a genius to learn from him is like studying the garb of a chef to emulate his cooking. I don't know what a garb is, but yeah, it's just the tools one is using, basically. And well, studying those tools, I mean, in general, I don't know if it's that good of a, or maybe I don't just understand it, but that good of an example, I'd say, or wanted to say, or comparison, metaphor, whatever. But I think habits in general really are, you know, some people just need 5 hours of sleep and they are really fine. And when I did that, or if I would do so, I would really not feel that good because I tend to need a bit more sleep. Also, some people work out in the evening, some in the morning, and some don't work out, and I wouldn't do so either. So it really is, I think, up to us and up to us individually whether some things work and some things do not. But quite often there are some underlying principles that really do matter then, and really are the things that I think we should study. What fools call wasting time is most often the best investment. You will be civilized on the day you can spend a long period doing nothing, learning nothing and improving nothing without feeling the slightest amount of guilt. Yeah, this is a bit that I need actually. Someone who says I am busy is either declaring incompetence and lack of control of his life or trying to get rid of you. Lack of control of his life and is either declaring incompetence or just bad time management. Preoccupation with efficiency is the main obstacle to a poetic, noble, elegant, robust, and heroic life. Preoccupation with efficiency. or I think it is efficiency or efficacy. Efficacy. It's efficacy. I'm really sorry. Those who do not think that employment is systematic slavery are either blind or employed. Never hire a student unless it is to take exams. It seems that it is the most unsuccessful people who give the most advice, particularly for writing and financial matters. The 3 harmful addictions are heroin, carbohydrates, and monthly salary. Well, I don't really know. I mean, I wouldn't say that it is systematic slavery. I think it really depends, first of all, on when this book was written and where he worked. I mean, there surely is a difference between Europe and the States, Europe and Asia, Europe and or Asia and the States, and so on and so forth. And also in Europe, I mean, Sweden is having just a completely different lifestyle as Germans are having, and so on and so forth. And do you say Swiss? Swiss people? The Swiss? Well, anyway. A good book gets better on the second reading, a great book on a third. Any book not worth reading isn't worth reading. I'm sorry, rereading isn't worth reading. Only in recent history has working hard signaled pride rather than shame for lack of talent, fitness, and mostly sprezzatura. We are hunters. We are only truly alive in those moments when we improvise. No schedule, just small surprises and stimuli from the environment. A heuristic on whether you have control of your life. Can you take naps? And so if you can, I think you do have control of your life. Because you're not so busy, I guess. Skills that transfer: street fights, off-path hiking, seduction, broad erudition, I guess? I don't know. Skills that don't: school, games, sports, laboratory, what's reduced and organized. That transfer to what? You exist in full if only if your conversation or writings cannot be easily reconstructed with clips from other conversations. A writer told me, I didn't get anything done today. Answer, try to do nothing. The best way to have only good days is to not aim at getting anything done. Actually, almost everything I have written that has survived was written when I really didn't get anything done, or try to get anything done. Unless we manipulate our surroundings, we have as little control over what and whom we think about as we do over the muscles of our hearts. And the last one for today, I guess. It is very difficult to argue with salaried people that the simple can be important and the important can be simple. This was a really shitty one. The tragedy is that much of what you think is random is in your control, and what's worse, the opposite. And with that being said, I'm going to end the episode here. Wish you best, and hopefully see you soon. So,